Husband of 26 years, and this is Tiger, my husband of 10 years. Look at this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Carl and I are entrepreneurs. We run several companies online, and we've written several books together.
For a living, I'm an investor. I sit around and look at numbers and charts and watch stock market all day.
Every lady should have 2 husbands.
See, that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to get around to having men being their little servants. Now, most black dudes, you're already used to being talked to the same way that she's going to be talking to these guys in the video. See, men are allowing it to happen. Not all men, but men have reached a certain level of weakness to where they can be conquered. That's how come I don't understand how much longer the USA is going to maintain power if we have too many guys that are being conquered by women. Because you have to understand, at the end of the day, women don't want to stand up and do the same thing as a man. They don't. If you give them an inch, they're going to take that mile and they're going to run that mile into the ground until it just can't run no more.
I'm legally married to Carl for the past 26 years. We have 3 kids together. When we decided that we wanted to have this multiple relationship structure in our marriage, we went.
This is the part I don't understand. I don't understand how you could be married to a guy for 26 years, have 3 kids with him, and then decide to bring a boyfriend into the relationship. You have to understand the manipulation is going to start with the kids. They've already convinced the kids that this is okay to do.
And talk to them about it. We told them exactly what it was not. And we always kept the door open for them to ask questions, share their thoughts, opinions, feelings, and we always supported them.
All right. Get a different task. But did you see the legs under there?
I have other tasks. In the 12th year of our marriage, Carl and I decided that I was going to have multiple partners because
you have to understand, women want multiple partners whenever they're not being satisfied in the bed. Remember, I told you guys, the harder a woman works, the higher her sex drive is. The more sex she has, the higher her tolerance for orgasm goes. That's why when you walk inside of a sex store, technically, all of those toys are for women. Men need a fantasy in their hand and they're good to go. That's about it. Men don't even need to go in sex toys. All the sex stores are for women to go buy clothes, buy the toys, buy everything. Why? The more sex they have, the more orgasms they have, the higher the tolerance goes up for orgasm. It may start off, she's getting pleased missionary. Next thing you know, she getting bent over. Next thing you know, they doing role play. Now they tying each other up. The tolerance just gets higher and higher and higher. And when you start reaching a level where you've done everything and it's not working no more in the bedroom, that's when they need a new excitement of another guy. This is why you see so many girls that are porn stars that may start off with an individual scene, but they gonna end in a scene where they're getting ran through.
I had met and fallen for another guy. So I came back and reported that to Carl.
So we decided to talk about it. Like, what do we do? How do we go about this? And that began a 2-year journey of Kenya and I just kind of discussing things. We just had to figure things out. So we discussed it for a number of years. I finally came into the knowledge and understanding about feminine, expression, and realized you have to allow women to be free and express themselves. And as a man, I need to support her in doing that.
That's where the society has manipulated that, brother, into just going along with a woman to make her feel good. Women are emotional creatures. I keep telling you guys, women have a mask. All right. What is that mask? That means that the person that you see is the person that she wants you to see. Behind that mask, women are always facing different personalities. But what a woman is very good at is hiding her mask. She's hiding her insecurity. She's hiding all of these mood swings that are going on inside. What does that mean? That means that at 9 o'clock, she could be happy. At 11 o'clock, she could be, oh, I'm just sad and depressed. By 3, it could be, hey, I'm happy again, all without doing nothing. But the man that stops and keep adjusting to each one of her mood swings, that's the guy that's going to be labeled as the simp. See, when she first met this guy, she put on a mask for a long time and he never seen her weaknesses. Once she got him comfortable, and she trapped him in with the kids, now she's able to expose her weaknesses. And a lot of you guys see this when you get in relationships with women. Midway in the relationship, she starts to turn into another woman that you never seen before. That's because everything that was hiding behind the mask is starting to come out. All right. She's starting to express vulnerability to you, and she wants you to adjust to all those personalities. And if you can adjust to all those personalities, then you're the perfect guy for her to conquer. Once she conquers you, she'll find a way to get satisfied sexually because she's developed a dominant mind frame. So she's taken on the role of a man. All of this can be swept. You could be blindsided by this. And that's what happened with this guy. He was blindsided.
I met Tiger at a Halloween party. He was dressed as Tiger Woods, and he was looking hot and sexy.
Well, I came out and had a dance with you, so we had a nice little romantic, slow dance. It was real nice.
Yes.
And so I decided, I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to see where this leads to.
Right. So those just go right up there. And
I don't even know how dude pulled off that Tiger Woods, so we're going to give him a...
Nigga, what? Then the green painting goes in the center.
All right.
I'm super multifaceted. It feels like Carl fits one part of who I am, philosophical and spiritual, and we have these deep conversations. And then the other part is like thrill-seeking, excitement, traveling, and that's who Tiger fits. But I'm both of those people in one body. So I like to have those multiple partnerships.
Is it one nail?
This goes back to the multiple personalities that women are going to have, which is why it takes a dominant male for her to act one way. Beta males allow women to have all these personalities and jump all around because of their hormones. But when they get with a true alpha male, they fall into feminine frame. Once they fall into feminine frame, they maintain only one personality. That's what you're going to see. The girl that's good in bed is going to always be moody. She's going to have multiple personalities. But when you see a woman with an alpha male, she's always that submissive woman no matter what. She plays the same role no matter what. This is why the importance of masculinity in a man is important to the woman that he's with. The weaker men will always see all of her different personalities. The stronger man only sees one submissive personality out of a woman because she feels like she has a man that can complete her all the way around.
For each painting?
It's probably going to be 2. Let's do the big painting first.
We're all basically trailblazers in this way. And we all support each other. And that's why I'm so ready to support Tiger and Kenya whenever they need support in their relationship or anything else.
I think a lot of what people see on a day-to-day is kind of like the whys. Why would anybody do that? Why would that man invite you into his house and have you with his wife? Why? It's a benefit to...
Of course, that's going to be a why, because everyone's looking at you to be strong as a man and lead your family on your own. I don't think another man should come in and help with a family that already has 3 children. So yes, it is going to be a big why, because most men are not going to go for it. Most men want their own kingdom.
To have another person there. It's a benefit to have somebody that you can kind of relate to, that you can trust, versus just having some random person come in
or cheating,
just
lying, hiding, sneaking.
It really adds a lot of serenity to the home.
Lying and cheating, you cheated on him, which is how you met the guy. So how are you going to sit up in here and say it's different than just having somebody cheating? This is technically cheating because this is what the children are going to look at. This is what the outside world looks at. They look at the fact that you have been married for 26 years, 3 kids. You went to a Halloween party, cheated on your husband, loved that you got your socks knocked off, came back and convinced your husband that y'all should be in a relationship with this guy. All right, this is actually worse than cheating. Let's get to it.
A lot of guys that I meet are, I always start out by telling guys that I meet, I already am in 2 long-term marriages.
How do they react to that?
Most react well. Oh, I'm dating because I'll always be dating. It's just fun. What can I say? It's hard to explain this because it feels like it's not rocket science. We all love attention, energy, relationships, and love. Nigga, what?
See, this is what it is. You let them run free, they're going to run free. This is what masculine energy does to a woman. It makes her feel like a king because that's what she wants to do. She is becoming the type of man that she always wanted to marry. Every woman wants one man. When women get around to wanting multiple guys, this is a sign of mental illness. The sad part about it is She's telling people, hey, I'm married to 2 husbands, but she's still out there dating, getting her back blown out. She's convinced these dudes that it is okay for her to just get her back blown out by anybody while they sit around and play husband whenever she needs them to play husband. The men are desperate and don't believe in themselves. That's what's going on here. When feminine energy takes over a man's brain, and I've told you guys, that's the most deadliest thing to a man is when feminine energy takes over your brain, you don't know how to come back from it.
But the relationships that I'm looking for are sort of, they are less time consuming than our relationship. They're more about going out, grabbing a drink, going dancing, having some fun.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot more to get over the jealousy of having a person that's coming in that may become a sexual partner with you. They come in and they wow with, gifts and jewels and all that. That's okay. I can match that. But if somebody comes in and they absolutely steal your heart, I can't match that. I can't come back in and steal it back from them.
They're in a relationship, still competing with each other and competing with other men while in a relationship. They're still scared that they may lose her to a guy with money, that they may lose her to a guy that's going to treat her better. Why? Because she put them in a position where they felt like they wasn't good enough and that that they constantly have to work for her approval. This is how narcissist women work. All they do is keep making you feel like you're not good enough. The more you feel like you're not good enough, the more you feel like you have to prove that you are good enough. This is how people end up in bad relationships because they have parents that raised them, people that are around them when they were little, made them feel like they wasn't good enough. I can almost guarantee you both of these dudes right here have parents that probably talked down to them, or they have relatives that made them feel like they wasn't good enough, or been in previous relationships where someone kept making them feel like they're not good enough, right? And they have Stockholm syndrome to it, which means that what we're looking at their Stockholm syndrome as being bad, but they get dopamine releases from trying to prove themselves to that woman. Typically, this can stimulate from a mother. A lot of son husbands go through this situation where you've been trying to prove yourself to mommy. You're always trying to prove yourself to mommy, and then you end up in bad relationships with women that you feel like you have to prove yourself to. A lot of guys that felt like they have to prove themselves to daddy, 9 times out of 10, they don't end up following a woman. They typically become the biggest players in the world and have a lot of women that they deal with. That's the difference. When you got to prove yourself to your dad, you have a tendency to still turn out to be alpha. When you have a tendency to please try to prove yourself to your mother, then you're more likely going to end up in a relationship with a woman where you're getting played and she never makes you feel like you're good enough in the relationship. No man wants to walk into another man's relationship just because he needs sex, because technically that's what's happening here. These guys just need sex and they don't feel like they're good enough to get it from her. So if she blessed them with sex, they feel like that's a come up. Let's get to it.
Never am I looking to replace you, baby. Nigga, what?
That woman is always looking to replace you. That's why she's out here flirting with other guys. With them 2 guys being the ones that's sitting there going along with this marriage and in this situation they're in, she's never going to have respect for them. Once they continue to be lame, that's over for them.